Today is day 6, if I'm doing it wrong, March 2024. We will take a look on our risk report. We can have the crime system, the behavior, and the hierarchy of credit. It's the basic idea as outlined. We use the real-time forecast, observing the root cause of criminal system. On March day 1, we will read. We had a complaint since 2014. We offered the criminal system under a specific condition named ceteris paribus and help to understand the behavior, the patterns, and do the qualification and the misuses. Then we have suggested, I would say, to the leaders or any element suggesting the global policies or this kind of thematic panel put themselves under the observation of international police to talk with the International Criminal Court and also under the observation SOACD to prevent the trust, have the talk with the Antitrust Justice USA, Europe, and Asia, for instance, and had the ombudsman that she was also under interference illegally made by Brazilian peers in Brazil. The design we have, we can observe the disruptive event and the responsiveness will be kind of a lean management force. The organization can't have the same size if you had to cut the failure inside. Then we will have the notes that be candidate is be able to run the electoral process and be a representative of power or user. You can have ties with organized crime or you are representing this kind of interest. And this is the problem on present time. No institution can do a single decision against the organized crime without be affected by this. The period of criminal traced and codified. It's the regular area corrupted and veiled on present time as criminal purpose, including the silence. We will observe that we're gonna have the conflict of interest and self-dealing. Treasonous act against the premise of your organization as mission and also your country as the constitutional rules you have or whatever, the preamble. Day 8, Friday, we will have the crime system and we will pick this, have this picture and upload, and also the video. Systematic violation, insistent behavior. It's the criminal system. Proved on budget as annual budget or the salary paid, and also the aggressions made at chairs receiving misused elements on budget. Prove the association, the cluster, and the qualification as systematic and insistent. By no excused acts, the consequence is the guiltiness. Institutional power, misused, illicit, hurt my rights and guarantees in Brazil. By no excused act, I had the compensation as legal right under constitutional conformance, doing part of the reply as the regression made. Ranking now the hierarchy of credit and request to consider all valid instruments for proof, including the utility of optimizations made during this independent effort, self-defense, industrial portfolio and others. Now recognize economic espionage and the crimes as industrial crimes against the industry, regular, especially based on intellectual asset. Recognize the harass because the effort was made on my private living and in the deep level of my privacy and intimacy, considering my thoughts. The second, we request to consider order the compensation by defamation against interest, because just like the budget, If they have interests at my will and doing against the crime and self-determination to keep who I am, of course that if you are putting all bad qualities on me, you affect them. I'm the root cause, I would say, and the source is my legal right under constitutional conformance, hurt by no excuse acts in Brazil, because there are no excuse to sustain, keep, or have the organized crime at the institutional level, especially by this kind of wrongdoing. The sequential payment as payroll started against Rio de Janeiro City and Saquarema, integrated as Rio de Janeiro Federative Unit, part of the Brazil criminal system, going this way with peers at the G20 on Rio, capital city, that is a criminal capital city with authorities involved in all kind of illicit scams you can consider. And so the peers internationally talked. The observation of panel suggested by heads on it under the international police, with talk with the International Criminal Court based on power misuse at state level, and the OECD at the antitrust justice. Number 3, consider ask peers in solidarity with the object complainant to sustain the accomplishment, the sequential accomplishment of the creditor and have the face the consequence, but at first offering the reasons to be associated with and had a violation by no excuse acts if gone in Brazil, and so do the payment, and then condemn and declare the insistent campaign against rights and guarantees as power misused. And we can look, recognize the economic espionage, recognize the harassment. Have a great week and weekend.